Okay guys, in this video example, I'm going to help you get started coding your robot. This should help anyone who is not quite sure or a little bit still unfamiliar with how to get this started. So the first thing I'll do up here in line 1, I'm going to put a background in here. So you could code out your background color. And again, you choose whatever color you like. I always like to use the gray just because it allows me to see a little bit better. Now, next thing. What I have to do is try to visualize where I want my main focal point. So I'm thinking about a robot here, and what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to draw something that looks something like this. I'm going to put a little bit of a round neck in here, and again, you could do whatever you like to, but this is just the kind that I'm going to build. Something that looks like that. I'll put some legs on here. Big foot on there, same thing over here. So this is what I'm trying to, this is what I want mine to look like. So my two main focal parts will be my head and then the body. So that's what I'm going to start with to get this going here. So I'll leave this up here just for a second. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to maybe think of it like a color that I'd like to have it. So let's say maybe I'll start off with my favorite color. So I'm going to go with fill. And I'm going to start off with the head here. So I'm going to go with like a lighter blue here for the head. And then I'm going to create a rectangle for the head. So I know it's a rect. And you can see that I'm going to place my x-axis probably about like 120. So that's where this top part of this rectangle is going to start. So I'm going to say 120. And then I'll probably bring it down to about 100. That's my y. And again, this should be review for everybody here. And then I'm going to probably make it about, I don't know, maybe 150 wide, 150 pixels wide, and maybe 100 pixels tall. Let's see what this looks like. And you can see there's my rectangle for my head. Looks good. Now, from our notes here, you should have remembered that we can make these angles. We can make them a little bit rounded. So instead of being that sharp 90-degree angle, I'm going to put a little curve on here, so I'm going to put it maybe like at 15. Give it a little bit softer, maybe 20. And so it looks a little bit more rounded on the edges. Okay. Now, and I'm going to label that with some notes. I'm going to say head of robot. There we go. And then I'm going to go down here to maybe the neck. So I'm going to put some neck in here. So I'm going to go with a different fill color here. And maybe I'll make the neck. Again, it doesn't matter to me which color you're using, but I'm just demonstrating again. So I'm going to put a neck here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some ellipses, as you guys can see there. So I'm going to start erasing a little bit here. So I'm going to put a neck underneath here. So I'm going to go with an ellipse. There we go. And I'm going to place this there at 200. So I'm going to say 200. And they're going to be down about 200 again. I know that mathematically because my rectangle started at 100 and it is 100 pixels long, so I know that's going to start at 200 on my Y. Now my ellipse, maybe I'm going to make these like, let's say 40 by, let's say 20. Let's see what this looks like. And there you go. Well, maybe not quite. I'll make this a little bit less. I'll use my number scrubber, maybe 15. And I'm going to slide this down just a tad. There we go. Maybe even make this a little bit bigger. Maybe like a 45. Cool. So what I'm going to do next here, just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to copy it using Control-C. I'm going to paste it using Control-V. And then I'm just going to bring this one down a little bit. There we go. Maybe about there. And I'm going to make this one wider. So it looks like it's stacked. And then I'm going to highlight this one. I'm going to copy it using Control-C. Come down here, and I'm going to paste it using Control-V as in victory again. Again, I'll slide this down a little bit. Make it a little bit wider. And there you go. That's my neck. That's pretty easy. So now I'm going to erase some more. There we go. So my next thing I'm going to do is put a body on here. All right, so I'm going to just put my notes here. I'm going to say neck. Now I'm going to put my body on here. So I'm going to put the body with a different fill color. Again, you could choose your colors, whatever you like. Maybe I'll make this a little bit darker blue. There we go. And now I'm going to put the body. So I'm going to say rect. Again, I'm going to say maybe I'll start this one at 100. Because I know this one came in at 120. So my head's at 120. So I'm going to have my body out a little bit wider. So I'll say 100. And it's probably going to come down about say 225 or somewhere around there. And I'm going to make this one maybe 200 pixels wide and 100 pixels tall. Let's see what this looks like. There we go. And again, I'm going to make this a little bit round. So I'm going to add that round edge there by adding a 20. And you can see that I covered up my last neck. So maybe I'll slide this one down just a tad like that. So at least that gives me a start. And then I could put like body of robot. There we go. And I'll keep building out from there. Maybe I'll put some legs on next, maybe some arms. Maybe I'll make this, hey, maybe I don't like this. Whatever it is, you can start making adjustments. But that's what you want to do. You want to start with the two or the biggest parts first. Again, on my example, the head and the body were my biggest parts. Okay, I could always go back. I could continue here. I keep building from here. Maybe I'll put the legs on there next. Use a different color. Make that a little bit darker maybe. Again, you could choose whatever you want. Maybe I'll use some ellipses for some legs. Whatever is easiest for you. Maybe I'll go 150 and maybe like 320. And maybe I'll make 40 by, actually maybe make it like 50 by 20. See what this looks like. There you go. You can see that leg came here. So I got to use my number scrubber and I drop it back down like that. Maybe I'll bring this over just a tad. There we go. Again, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to copy this. Makes it easier for me. I'm going to paste it. I'll slide it down a little bit. So put it like that. Maybe I'll bring it over just a tad. Something like that. Maybe I'll make them a little bit wider. Maybe, there we go. Make it stand out. And then I'll just keep on going here. So again, you have to be able to utilize some of the things that you taught and try to make your life a little bit easier. Slide it down a little bit. Again, it totally is not up to me what it should look like. It's up to you. It's your robot. There we go. And then I'm going to put one more down here for a big foot. Copy that. Paste that. Maybe I'll make that over a little bit more. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. There we go. I'm going to make this one much bigger. My big foot. Yeah, maybe it has to come down a little bit. And you guys, again, you could decide, hey, maybe you don't want that in there. All right? Maybe you want it in there. Maybe I don't want a ellipse there. Maybe I just want to put a rect in there. You know, give it a different color. So maybe I'll label these as legs. And then maybe I'll put a foot. Oh, sorry. Put a fill first. Maybe I'll put it, there we go. And I'll put a rectangle here. And maybe I'll make this one at 100. Maybe like 370. I'm going to make it maybe 100 pixels wide. Maybe 40 pixels tall. I'll put that curve edge on there. Make it a little bit subtle. There you go. Let's have to slide that over a little bit. There's the big foot. It's not so tall. There we go. There's my robot. So this should be kind of review. We haven't done anything new. All I did were rectangles and ellipses here. And you can see that it's starting to take shape. You just have to have some vision, and you have to be able to be a little bit creative to get this going here. So hopefully this helps you out. Again, I haven't done anything different as of yet that we haven't taught so far. So this should be something relatively new and easy for you guys, at least to get started. Again, what I'd be looking for is some arms in. You want to make some creative eyes, maybe use an arc for a smile, maybe put some antennas here, just some cool things like that. Remember, don't forget to add your notes, and like I have here, and put your name on here somewhere, and this shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty, hopefully this helps you out. Please let me know if you have any questions. Alright, have a great day, guys.